Okay, chapter 36, more drawing. Our group project is done and we have to present it to the class. Emma does all the talking and I hold up my drawings so I can hide my face behind them. Mrs. Johnson and a lot of people say, "Wow, that's an awesome bird. Look at that dog. She can really draw." And nice things like that, but this way I don't have to look at the person. Also, I don't even have to say thank you because Emma is trying to talk and it would be rude for me to talk at the same time. The class claps. Mrs. Johnson gives us an A. She puts all of my drawings on the bulletin board and I feel happy until she puts other people's drawings up and theirs are all in color. Now mine don't look as good somehow. I stare at mine and wonder how they would look with color even though I like things better without color, I think. Emma says that our group should sit at lunch together, so we do. Shane shrugs. Brianna rolls her eyes. I eat my cheese, crackers, and chocolate milk and fruit leather strip. "Could you chew with your mouth closed, please?" Brianna asks. Her eyes are big and so is her voice. I'm confused. I'm not sure who she's talking to. "Do you mean me?" I ask her. "Yes, and don't talk with your mouth full," she says. Shane snorts. "I'm serious," Brianna says. "Caitlin," Emma says after she swallows a bite of her hot dog, "can you do some drawings for the yearbook?" "I don't know," I say. "What kind of drawings?" Her forehead wrinkles. "I think drawings in the margins would be good. They could be of things around the school." I think of what's around the school. The grass? No, not just grass. The street? No, I mean things you see in the classroom or out on the playground. Books, computers, desks, monkey bars, school stuff. I nod slowly. I could do that. "High five," Emma says, and she puts her hand in the air. I look at it and think about how Michael and Josh high five. I put my hand up and Emma slaps it. It feels weird, but in a good way. "You should join the art club in middle school," she says. "There's an art club?" "Sure, Mr. Walters runs it. He's the art teacher." "I know Mr. Walters." "He's cool," Emma says. I nod. "I need to draw his eyes." She shrugs and grins. "Okay." At home, our chest is almost done. I draw what I want to carve into the top part of it. The bird is gray and black and white and has a long tail. Her head is tilted up and her beak is open like she's singing. She is beautiful. I'm happy because I get my drawing just right. I run to the living room to show it to Dad. He takes it with one hand and rubs his chin with the other. He sits down on the sofa with an oof. He stares at it. It doesn't look as detailed as that eagle you drew that won first prize. "It's not an eagle," I tell him. "It's a mockingbird." He tilts his head to the side and stares at me. "I thought it was an eagle because this is Devon's Eagle Scout project." "It's a mockingbird," I explain, "like in the movie, remember? Because Devon was like Jem, and I'm like Scout, and you, Dad, you're like Atticus." Dad's eyes fill with water and he blinks a lot, and I think maybe he needs to get those funny glasses Atticus wears. All right, chapter 37, No More Virginia Dare. I'm proud when I tell Mrs. Brooke the chest is done. I also tell her that I have one really good friend, which is Michael, and one sort of maybe future friend, which is Emma, and maybe Mr. Walters. Mrs. Brooke smiles. "Do you think you're coming to closure?" "I think so." "How about your dad?" "I think working on the chest helped him, too." "I'm very glad you came up with that idea," she says. I smile because I'm glad, too, but then I frown. "What's wrong?" "I don't think I've gotten closure for Michael." She sighs. "A lot of people still need to find closure." "Who else?" "The whole community, Caitlin, especially the students and teachers at Virginia Dare Middle School." "Oh, did you hear? The school board voted to change the school name over the summer." "Why?" "There are a lot of bad memories associated with that name. I think they're trying to find closure, too." I'm not sure I get it, but I try to figure it out, but it doesn't work. "I don't see how changing the name is going to bring closure." "No, but it's a step. Maybe you can come up with something else." "Me? Why me?" "Because you're going there next year. It's part of your community." Suddenly, I don't feel so proud anymore. I still need to find closure for Michael, and I have to find closure for a whole entire school. And now the community, too? How am I going to do all that? Chapter 38, I Get It. Closure wasn't supposed to feel sad like this. That night after Dad goes to bed, I stay up and stare at the finished chest. Even though it's finished, there's still something missing, and I have to work at it to figure out what it is. I think Dad is mostly happy that it's completed and beautiful. I'm mostly happy too, but the chest isn't helping Michael, or the people of the middle school that's getting a new name this summer, or the rest of the whole entire community. I have to figure that out because that's part of empathy. Even though I didn't think I'd like empathy, it kind of creeps up on you and makes you feel all warm and glowy inside. I don't think I want to go back to life without empathy. I put my head under the sofa cushion and stare at the chest so I can think of an answer, but instead I think of Devin and I wish he were here so he could tell me the answer. And I think about how he can never tell me anything or do anything again. Not ride his bike, or play baseball, or watch To Kill a Mockingbird, or be an Eagle Scout. I hear the crying, and then I see Dad's hand reaching under the sofa cushion and pushing the wet hair out of my eyes. But I can't stop crying. For Devin. Because of what happened to Devin. Because his life got taken away and he can't do anything, and he can't be happy or proud or live or love. And all of a sudden my gulp crying turns into gulp laughing because I realize something. Dad-o! Dad! Oh, Dad! I cry. What is it, Caitlin? Devin! I cry. Devin! I know, it hurts. You miss him. I miss him. No! I say. Devin! I know, he says. But I'm not crying for me. I pull my head out from under the sofa cushion and look at the person. I'm crying for Devin. I'm crying because I feel bad for him. Isn't that empathy? I'm feeling for him instead of me. Dad smiles, even though he has crying eyes. Yes, he says, yes, now you know what it's like to feel for other people. He hugs me and we sit together for a long time on the sofa. Empathy isn't as hard as it sounds because people have a lot of the same feelings. And it helps to understand other people because then you can actually care about them sometimes and help them and have a friend like Michael and do something for them and make them feel as good as you're feeling. I look over at Devin's chest and it makes me feel good. We did a great job on it, I say, didn't we, Dad? Yes, we did. We made something good and strong and beautiful. He nods. We sure did. Devin would be very proud. I nod, too. I think about Devin and how he would show it to all the scouts and tell everyone how we made it and how we used it to find closure. And when I'm staring at the mockingbird and seeing her mouth looking up like she's telling the whole world something, that's when I feel my mouth turn into a grin and my hands start shaking so hard I have to leap off the sofa and jump around the room because just shaking my hands isn't enough for all the excitement because I finally get it. I get it. I get it.